Hey guys, welcome back to Slate Me. I'm your host Samantha here, and these are my first guests. Y'all ladies want to introduce yourselves?
Sure. My name is Janelle Smith, and I'm with Iron Dragon Productions and Iron Dragon TV.
And I am Lisa Mejia, and I am also with Iron Dragon TV and Productions.
So, do y'all want to explain to us what Iron Dragon TV is?
Yeah, Iron Dragon TV is a 4K channel on the Ultraflix 4K network. Actually, we're also on Roku, so you can watch a lot of the movies that are on Iron Dragon TV on a regular TV. Mm-hmm. But ultimately, if you can watch it in 4K, so on
That's
the
awesome.
Ultraflix 4K network, yeah.
Awesome, yeah. So I guess we will just get into the questions. So when and why did y'all decide to
form a channel?
Found. That was the word I was looking for. Found Iron Dragon TV.
Well, I was approached by the owners of Ultraflix a few years back at AFM, the American Film Market, which is held in Los Angeles, in California. And they approached me about creating a martial arts channel because of my background in martial arts. I've been training and teaching for many years. And they said, you would be a good person to head this channel up. So I reached out to a few distribution companies and was able to get some really cool content for the channel.
Awesome, yeah. Yes. Perfect. So you just explained to us that you have martial arts training, but what are you trained in? How?
Well, I have a black belt, first degree in Taekwondo, WTF. That's a World Taekwondo Federation, and that's the style that actually the Olympic team does at the Olympics. And I also have a fourth degree in a style called Tukong Musul. So, yes.
Awesome. Cool. Yeah, that's awesome.
She also teaches kickboxing as well on top of that, which
I mean,
is quite intense
Whoa.
taking her classes.
Awesome, yeah. That's insane.
Yeah, it's fun. I stay active.
For sure, yeah. Awesome. Power to the ladies, eh?
Yes, right.
So you do a little bit of everything, but mostly you're a stunt woman. How do you feel about working in an industry that is so male dominated, and being a stunt woman? It's a very male dominated field. So how do you feel about that?
Good question. Lisa and I were actually having this discussion on the way over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of giving her, what did I say? Pearls
Gold
of
nuggets
wisdom.
of
Gold
advice.
nuggets, yes.
Gold nuggets.
Gold nuggets, pearls of wisdom. Just because, in the industry, the entertainment industry is such a male-dominated, industry.
For sure.
And then we also have, the martial arts world, which is male-dominated.
Yeah.
And the stunt world. So it's been a challenge.
For sure,
it's
yeah.
been tough. But
Whoa.
you know what I tell girls and I tell women? I'm losing my voice here. Hold on.
Take a swig.
Take over for a second.
It's usually about finding that balance between being confident in what you can do and showing that you can do that without being too over-dominated.
Oh, yeah.
Which kind of is a bad thing that we have to deal with to kind of balance that, because if you're too aggressive, then
You're known as a
So
a
strong feminist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to navigate that. But
sure.
The biggest thing that we've kind of tried to focus on is just being confident in what you can do, and knowing that as long as you know that you can do it, it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks.
For sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's the number one thing. Now that I have my voice back, as you can see, I was very passionate about that. I was losing my voice. You encounter that, but also at the end of the day, it's just people.
Yeah.
And I think when people see that you're talented or you have a skill, good people will see past whether it's a female doing this. Because,
for sure. Yeah, we're getting better about that.
Get in there and kick butt. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's fun.
So I was speaking to y'all earlier, and I've got an inside that y'all are holding a film festival.
Yes.
And do y'all want to talk to us about what that's about? What kind of films are y'all interested in?
As she says it to me. I'm the program manager for the festival, or program director, I guess. So it's Iron Dragon TV Action Fest, and it's an all-action film festival. So that encompasses every form of action. It doesn't have to be martial arts or anything like that. It can be car chases, it can be fist fights, it can be any kind of thing that falls under action. So it kind of came up with, because of her background in stunts, there's a big push for stunts and stunt actors being recognized on the same level as other creatives. So it kind of came off the back of Stand Up for Stunts, which is a great organization. So we wanted to not only honor action filmmakers and kind of give them a film festival where they can showcase their stuff, because it's not easy doing any kind of action stuff. So giving them a place for that, but also to honor the stunt people and coordinators and choreographers and all that stunt crew behind those films. So that's kind of where we honor all of that in the festival.
Awesome, yeah.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
we're just excited to bring people that do all of the stunt work, you know, behind the scenes to the forefront and giving them props, because it's hard work.
It is,
and
yeah.
people don't realize that, especially in action roles, when you see these Marvel characters or any type of superhero characters, or most recently even like Wonder Woman, it's not the actress that's actually doing all the crazy action. It's the stunt person.
They
or
don't
the
get
stunt
recognized.
double.
Yeah.
Right. And they're half the character. I mean, that's why they're popular.
Yeah.
So we're hoping this festival will bring a lot of,
recognition.
a lot of recognition to these guys that work so hard and that get injured very badly. I've had a lot of good friends that are in LA. They're stunt performers as well that have gotten serious injuries, and then they can't go back and do any work. And some have lost their lives. So, it's a pretty serious business.
It is, for sure. Some very dangerous business.
Yeah, but it's fun to watch. And they do some amazing, amazing stunts, amazing action. So, yeah. Yeah,
so it's August 11th and 12th in Austin. So it's a short festival this year, but we'll hopefully grow it. We've got some amazing content. It's been so fun watching the films and submissions that we have, because you give this parameter of action and you get so many different types from all over the world, and it's really interested to see what people can do with just that creative line of action.
So what are the, what kind of film? So it has to be an action film, but does it have to be a featured film, a short film? Like, what are the...
We're taking both feature and shorts. So this year we have 4 features and quite a bit of shorts, so a little bit of both. And we also have a script competition as well, so hopefully that will grow. But yeah, it's kind of open to anything right now.
Awesome. So is there like a deadline that people...
We've already closed submissions, but we are promoting the festival because we want people to come out and check it out and watch the films.
And are you planning on doing it again next year?
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. So there will be more opportunities. Awesome. So there'll be more opportunities for people to...
Yes. And they can start making their film now and submit it for next year.
Exactly. Perfect. Yeah.
Along with all the films that you'll get to see at the festival, we'll also have some panels. So we have we have 3 panels this year. One of them is The Rise of the Female Action Star, kind of going back to Wonder Woman and everything, and just showing how women are now being able to step into the forefront of action and hold their own and kind of be leads in that action genre. Another one is the evolution of the action hero, and kind of talking about how that's changed over the last couple of decades, and the action heroes of now are a little bit different than the action heroes of the 80s. So kind of talking about that evolution. And then the final one is, I like the title, it's Everyone Was Kung Fu Fighting. So talking about how that is, also changing to where you have more of the mixed martial arts. It's not necessarily MMA, but there's more forms being thrown in there at the same time.
More diversity.
Yeah, so we have a pretty good set of panelists that are so excited to...
Talking about panelists, we actually do have Wonder Woman stunt double at our event. Her name is Caitlin Deschelle, and she's going to be there. She did all of Wonder Woman's stunts. And...
TJ Storm.
TJ Storm.
He was he's a motion capture actor. He does a lot of video games. He was in Deadpool as Colossus.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's insane.
We have
Seth Lee, who is in The Accountant.
Yes. Awesome. Yeah, this is so super cool.
Yeah,
and the other actor, he's in Into the Badlands.
Jake Presley.
Yes, Jake Presley.
Awesome.
Patricia Vaughn.
Zorro Girl. Yes.
So when and where is this going to take place, so my audience can come visit?
It's August 11th and 12th in Austin, Texas, at the Galaxy Highland Theater. So we'll have all of our stuff there, and then we're having an after party, but the location is still being worked out. But definitely come to the festival at Galaxy Theater. Be a lot of fun.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for coming and promoting.
Yeah, of course.
Promoting Girls Festival. Like,
Thank you for
super
having
cool.
us. Thank you so much.
Thank
So
you.
idtvactionfest.com is a website.
.com. Perfect.
Yes.
So there's one last question that I ask all of my guests that come onto the show, and that is, what would be your best piece of advice for a young actor or actress coming into your field of work? So what would be y'all guys' piece of advice?
Well, for me, being a producer and a stunt coordinator, I would say getting into the industry is learn what you want to be, whether it's the best actress, whether it's the best stunt performer. Just work your craft and continue to work your craft until you become the best.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I started with martial arts, you know, competition, trying to be the best there. And I took that same philosophy and put it into stunt coordinating and now into producing and whatever else I'm doing. So
Awesome,
I would
yeah.
say just keep at it, keep
Keep
training.
going.
Yeah,
Yes.
kind of the same intention. If you think that you want to do something, work towards that, because doors will open when you're ready for it.
Yes.
And also to have confidence within yourself. I am a writer by trade, so writing is one of those very intimate, kind of in your head jobs. And as long as you know that you are comfortable and you write what you love, it doesn't matter if anybody reads it, it doesn't matter if anybody likes it. It's all about your own creative love, and then you will get the talent and the you will be able to move forward with that as long as you are true to yourself and always stick to what you love.
That's a writer. Be true to
That's a
yourself.
writer.
Yes.
I love it.
Awesome. Thank you, ladies, so much
Yeah,
for being on the
thank
show
you.
today.
Thank you so much for having us. Thank you.
Thank you. And I will definitely be checking out y'all's guys'
Yeah,
film
you
festival.
Come to the
for
festival.
Sure.
Yeah,
Come to the
it'll be-
festival.
it'll be
Yeah,
good.
so thank you guys so much. And
Thank
I
you.
will see y'all guys in a minute with the next guest.
I have a story.
What in the...
Hey guys, welcome back to Slate Me. I'm your host Samantha here, and this is my next guest. Hey, do you want to introduce yourself, Anthony?
I'm Anthony Gutierrez. I'm a filmmaker here in Dallas, Texas.
Woo! So, you want to talk to us? Whoa,
sorry.
that's us. You want to talk to us a little bit about how you got started in this industry?
Yeah, I don't know, I must have been about 8 or 9, and was living in San Antonio, and my mom took me and my brothers and siblings to a couple of auditions that they were commercials and movie shoots that they were doing in San Antonio. One of them was The Big Brawl with Jackie Chan,
Okay,
and
yeah.
the other one was Wrong is Right with Sean Connery.
Sean Connery.
Yeah, so in the early 80s, seeing that, being on movie set
Yeah.
and seeing some action heroes, serious action heroes. Growing up as a kid, that's all I watched were Jackie Chan, Godzilla, James Bond.
Oh, yeah.
And you know, sci-fi movies, horror films. So being on a set and actually seeing these guys run around and seeing the directors and film crews and everything that goes into just squeezing off a 3 or 4 second shot really fascinated me. And I think seeing all those pieces and putting it together, and then several months later seeing the actual film,
Yeah.
you know, or the trailer being released, like the Jackie Chan film, you can actually see me in the trailer.
Whoa.
I don't know. Jackie
So,
Chan rescued me during a fight scene. He picked me up to. No, he didn't rescue me. He used me as a shield.
Oh, perfect.
To,
Thanks,
block
Jackie
a
Chan.
punch but it got, you know, it got cut.
Yeah.
It got cut, you know, to the cutting room floor. But it was cool, you know.
Yeah.
And it was
It
a
was
real actor holding
sparked
me
a
up.
bond, hey?
And so, you know, seeing these people and meeting them in real life sort of bridged that gap that, you know, it's not as magical as I once thought it was.
Yeah.
There's now, you know, a lot of tangent, you know, things to get into. So
Yeah.
that's how I got started.
Awesome.
And then did a little bit of modeling. Then after high school, started a film festival in Wichita Falls, Texas. And we had, you know, a couple hundred submissions. We showed about, I want to say it was close to 100 films over a 5-day weekend. Held a huge zombie run, and then I met a lot of filmmakers.
Yeah.
And I saw a lot of films and realized I could do this just as good, if not better. But I was coming from a journalism background for, you know, working for CBS and NBC. So I kind of had like a documentary style way of shooting things in the moment.
So by trade, you're a director of photography, correct?
Yes.
Awesome. So what
And
kind
editor, yeah.
And an editor, awesome. So what kind of projects have you worked on so far?
Well, some of the features early on that, you know, kind of got me started was a short film called Clagger with Casey Crowe. And that did really well in the festival circuit. It, you know, for 5 years, it was just racking up the laurels. And now, you know, it got enough momentum going for Casey, for him and his brother Gene, that they're actually shooting the feature film, you know. Now they just started like about a week ago.
Awesome,
From there, I did a Western horror feature called The Merchant.
Yep.
Did you like that one?
Which I've seen the trailer for, and it's
Okay.
hilarious.
The Merchant?
Oh, well, for me,
That's-
it's just like, it's such a weird concept. Like
Yeah.
a Western horror film, it looks fantastic.
So that was with Alan Reed and Justin Mosley.
Yeah.
And that was, man, I've never known two filmmakers to work so hard at a distribution deal. I think they only entered in like maybe 1 or 2 festivals, but they, you know, they kept their head down, and, you know, within 2 years they had a deal with Lionsgate, and it was picked
Crazy.
up, and they changed the
Yeah.
title to Devil's Deal, but it's out there. You
Yeah.
can find it now. And then I think a combination of those and some other short films landed me with Billy Pond, and I didn't get the director of photography or cinematographer credit, but I ended up shooting quite a bit of the film, Circus of the
Awesome,
Dead,
yeah.
which is just like a indie
It's insane.
film festival
Yeah.
phenomenon. So,
Yeah.
and now Billy's, I think he just announced like about a week ago that he was starting production on his next feature. So that's what got me started.
Awesome, yeah. So this weekend, actually, there's a film competition called the Lion's Head Film Competition.
Yeah.
And I have a couple films in it. You have a film called The Root Cellar, which we have the trailer for. And I'm looking at my switcher back there, asking him if we could play that trailer. And he's shaking his head at us. So we're going to watch the trailer for Root Cellar. And we'll come back and we can talk about it.
Excellent.
Perfect.
Excellent.
I have a story.
What in the...
And we're back. So you want to explain to us what we just saw in this trailer?
So that was a Kyle Klinicki and Mary Crago production. I mean, that's not their film company, but that was director Kyle Klinicki and writer Mary Crago.
Yeah.
And they're out in Shreveport, and I actually used to work with Kyle at a TV station in Wichita Falls. And, I knew we had, Kyle was like a guy that could show up at his place and he would say, "What movie do you want to watch?" And he's got like these library of movies from everywhere. And, there's not a movie the guy does not know. And I think, he went to school for, film production and things like that. But like me, it was that hands-on watching movies in, day out, foreign films, things like that. So anyway, he moved to Shreveport and I moved to Dallas. And then a few years ago, they had started a new film competition in Shreveport called the Louisiana Film Prize. So I unknowingly was asked by another director, Luke Sexton, to do a film called Bridges, a short film. And it was submitted. We didn't make the top 20, but later I found out what it was for. So the following year, Kyle gave me a call and asked me if I wanted to come do a little Steadicam work on a film called Scotch on the Rocks.
Yeah.
That film did really well at the festival, got a lot of notoriety. And then every year since then, I've been doing at least 2 or 3 films competing for the film prize. They offer like a $50,000 cash prize.
Whoa.
So it's a huge deal.
Yeah.
And I think this year they're actually broke their record for submissions. So
Insane.
so Kyle and I, we have a work history together, and friends and hanging out, things like that. And we started working on our first film called The Pickle.
The Pickle, which we also have a trailer for. So, Mr. Switcher back there, do you want to show us The Pickle and we'll come back and talk about it?
Yes.
Most small towns boast a legend or two. There are those that grow taller every year, like the Johnson grass at the edge of town. Those that blow in and out of your life haphazard as a tumbleweed. Then there are tales you can't forget. Things that you just can't unsee. Stories that linger, that stay with you like Grandma's chili beans. Memories that no amount of grits, gravy, or Amazing Grace can wash away. Well, this ain't one of those.
Hey guys, welcome back to Slate Me. We're back, and we just saw the trailer for The Pickle. So do you want to explain to us what was going on in that trailer? What's this about?
Okay, so I never explained what happened in the root cellar, but through
sorry.
Kyle,
Yeah.
we did our first film called The Pickle, and it's kind of like a kickback country comedy.
Yeah.
Sort of reminds me of like an episode of like the Dukes of Hazzards or something, It's really laid back, telling a good old Western, not a Western, but a country story,
Yeah.
that just so it's about this farmer, and he gets into a gambling situation.
Oops.
And he loses the farm, but the guy that he loses the farm to, he ends up taking his girlfriend. So I don't want to give you more about it, but there's a lot of things that happen. There's a lot of
Yeah,
warring.
just have to watch it for yourself, guys.
So that one's actually playing at the Fort Worth Indie Showcase next weekend. This weekend at the Lion's Head Film Festival, we're screening The Root Cellar, which is our second feature together, and our second short film together for the LA Film Prize. And both of those short films have been to, I want to say, over a dozen festivals and had several wins, several acting nominations.
Crazy.
A lot of best
Congratulations, yeah.
directors, best pictures. So I'm really, really proud of my working relationship with them. I mean, you grow up friends with these guys and watching movies, going to movies, and then before you know it, you're making films together.
Yeah.
So that was 2 films that we have coming up in the next 2 weeks.
Insane, yeah. So kind of wrapping up this interview a little bit, is there any other projects you have coming up you want to talk to us about before we go?
I do.
Oh.
So we have another short film called Shattered with Michael Ledesma, writer-director Michael Ledesma. And we started that project almost 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And we shot, and then he had just finished high school, and so it was one of a couple of projects he was doing before going off to film school.
Yeah.
So we shot that, and then it spent nearly 2 years in editing. Whoa. Yeah, there was quite a bit going on in that movie. Yeah. And at the time, I started getting better and better at films, and they started getting bigger and bigger, and started getting into features. So for me, it was like I had really had to. It was one of my first executive producing things, as a studio, Sticky Feet Entertainment, which is my company. So now I'm like producing short films and starting to jump into the features of producing, directing, writing, some of my own stuff and other people's. So Michael had this great script, and it was just so raw, so edgy, and you can show that trailer?
Yeah, we're gonna.
Let's let you take a look at that.
Yeah, we're gonna show the trailer for Shattered. Here we go. All right, so you want to talk to us about what did we just witness? That was a little gruesome.
Yeah, that's a new short film. It's called Shattered, with writer-director Michael Ledesma. And it follows a woman, Rose, whose daughter is abducted and goes missing. And there's an accused killer who's, wrangled through the media, but through lack of evidence and no confession, he's released. Yeah. So her life is just completely shattered, and she takes matters into her own hands and wants to find out exactly what happened to her daughter in the last moments of her life through the last person who is suspected of being around her.
Yeah.
So this film is like, to me, this was like a really experimental film, because it was diving into trying to visually portray emotion.
Yeah.
I mean, of a woman who lost her 10-year-old daughter.
Wow.
And later they find her dismembered, and, so trying to visually bring that out, because like the first 5 minutes, it's a 20-minute short film. The first 5 minutes, there's only 3 words, and it's her calling out her daughter's name. That's it. For 5 minutes of a 20-minute short film, we're in just complete air.
Yeah.
And I was really, really proud of how that short film turned out. And I've just recently submitted it started submitting that to film festivals. Mm-hmm. I've done 13 film festivals so far, submissions, and we had our first status update just 2 days ago, and it was from the Austin Film Revolution. And we weren't accepted, but that happens. But we still have 12 other film festivals for this fall season, leading up to Halloween. And then in the spring we have, we start the process all over again. Mm-hmm. And then after that, I've got a couple of feature films that I DP'd, and one that I was a Steadicam operator on, Quantum Terror with Christopher Cooksey. Hopefully that'll be coming out at the end of this year. Yeah. Your favorite, Animal Among Us.
Yep, that one is really, really, really good.
With John Woodruff and Jonathan Murphy, the writer. Mm-hmm. We can't show you that trailer because
Not
Yeah.
released to the public eye yet, but
Not.
I am thoroughly impressed.
So that film, I'm so excited. It's got a big, huge cast. People from Young and the Restless, or she used to be on Young and the Restless, Heather Tom. We've got an actress from the movie Entourage. We have some young actors that are now grown up, former MMA world champion in there in that film. And I can't, I'm really excited about that movie to come out, and hopefully it'll be pretty soon. The editor on that was Will Gong, who worked on the Rogue One Star Wars trailer. So it's a very fast-paced trailer, and the movie looks phenomenal.
Yeah,
We premiered it. We gave a sneak peek out at Horror Hound, and it was man, they just loved it, and I was so relieved that my work turned out good. And then after that, I did a movie Steadicam for another feature called Devil's Acid with Garrett Krutoff, I believe that's his name. But I've worked with him as an actor on several short films in the LA Film Prize. And he also worked on another short film that I just shot with writer-director Suzanne Rotz called Willow. And we're actually shooting that on, Super 16 millimeter Kodak film as part of the LA Film Prize.
Whoa.
And we got a deadline of July 11th, and we're still waiting for three reels of film to come back from the lab.
Good luck. Good luck.
So, I got a lot of movies coming out now, and a lot of projects lined up, ready to shoot.
Awesome. Congratulations. Yeah.
Thank you, and I can't say it enough how impressed I am with your show.
Thank you
Congratulations
so much.
to you. It's
Thank you.
your second season finale.
Yeah, the second season finale tonight. It might run a little over an hour, but we're working on it.
Excellent.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you so much for being on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
One last question before you leave, which I ask all of my guests.
I remember you
that
said
is-
that, and I should have thought of an answer.
That is, what would be your best piece of advice for a young man or lady wanting to become a director of photography?
Wow. I would say don't be distracted by the gender or the race game. You're a filmmaker.
Yeah.
That's it. The moment you decide that you are a filmmaker is the moment you shed that dead weight. I mean, those things are good. They can, maybe open doors for you. But I think once you're a filmmaker, you have to shed gender, you have to shed race, skin color, you have to shed religion. And only from that point are you able to truly tell a story.
Yeah.
And then it's, once that movie's done and you have a theater full of people who are all going to share that same experience, it's the best feeling in the world. So I think one of the coolest things I ever heard as a kid is a Rolling Stone gathers no moss or grows no moss or something like that. So just don't let anybody slow you down. I mean, once you decide to be a filmmaker, whatever part of it is, whether you're a script supervisor, screenwriter, you're a DP, you're a first AC or sound or graphics, whatever you do, you can't do everything. There are certain areas that you're going to have to find your little niche in. But I would not let anybody get in your way, and try not to let those political issues weigh you down.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you so much. That was a really good piece of advice.
I hope so.
All right. Thank you, Anthony, for being
Thank
on
you.
the show today. Is there anywhere we can find you? Social media, Facebook, Twitter?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do my own social media, so I'm pretty much.
Everywhere?
Yeah, I'm on Facebook. I got like 25 pages on Facebook. I got my Instagram and of course Twitter.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you so much again.
Excellent. Thank you.
Awesome. I think we had a pretty good segment. So thank you again, and I will see y'all guys in just a minute.
And at the movies.
Whoa. Hey guys, welcome back to Slate Me. I'm your host Samantha here, and for this week, I might look a little bit familiar. These are the same clothes I was wearing last week, but we're pre-recording this segment with a familiar face that I'm sure you will recognize from when you're seeing this. It'll be 2 weeks ago. And I wanted to get into a little bit more depth with his interview, and I'm gonna go ahead and let him introduce himself again. Hi, Daniel.
Hey, how are you guys? Good to see you.
So, do you
I'm
want to
Daniel.
introduce yourself? Sorry.
Sure. Yeah, no problem. I'm Daniel DeRoland. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Great, thanks.
Awesome. So I guess we'll just jump into the first question.
All right.
So I read that you were titled Critics' Choice in the Los Angeles Times, which is a really big deal, and you had some really big people talking about you and saying some really, really good things. So how does that make you feel?
Yeah, it's a real honor. You know, I've been doing theater in Los Angeles for many, many years and working my craft as an actor and certainly enjoying the process. But getting press, certainly from the LA Times and many other papers here in the Los Angeles area, has
Yeah.
been a huge blessing for me. And just affirming that I'm working in the right direction and growing as
Mm-hmm.
an actor and being recognized and acknowledged. So yeah, that's again much gratitude for that.
Awesome. Yeah. So also, you have written and produced 3 films titled The Custodian, Buddha and Me, and The Elephant Ride. So do you want to tell us about that?
Yeah, but it's actually Buddha and Clyde.
Oh,
The other
sorry.
two, oh no problem. The These are screenplays that I've written and have made proof of concept films to help get them made into features.
Mm-hmm.
And um, so yeah, a lot of fun stuff with that. With the Elephant Ride, we have Seal, the musician, attached, who did "Kiss of a Rose" for Batman. We
Awesome.
also have
Cool.
Landau attached to play a significant role in the film, and Armand Asante is another actor that's attached to that film.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very exciting. Those are still in process and out to producers and things like that. So yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. So last time you were on the show, we watched a trailer for a film called The Last Colony. So do you want to
Yes.
tell us a little bit more in depth on on your film? And you played a character called Abel. So do you want to tell us a little bit about your character and how you relate and how you actually, made a personal connection to that character?
Absolutely. First off, it's directed by Adam Skelter, this phenomenal filmmaker here out in Los Angeles, also the writer of the project.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a father-daughter based relationship that's the core of the film, and it's unfortunately without giving away any spoilers because it hasn't been released yet. But it's really having to do with family and the sacredness and the protecting of a child.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and so, yeah, it's a very deep metaphor of a film in that respect
Mm-hmm.
of how family is and what it's like to have to try to survive under very heavy circumstances.
Yeah. How did you prepare yourself as an actor to play such an emotional role?
Well, it's speaking of theater, doing theater for years and years in LA and a little bit in New York. Um, you just have go-tos. You run into enough scenarios that you've worked on enough in different characters, and
Mm-hmm.
it starts the process. And then my process is hugely based on my relationship with the other actors and how I relate to them
Mm-hmm.
to truly be able to stay in the moment, find truthful circumstances, and so yeah, that's usually my process. It's really being able to connect directly with the actors that I'm playing opposite, and hopefully them from me as much.
Awesome. Yeah. So when and where are we going to be able to watch this?
Well, Last Colony is going to premiere at a non-disclosed film festival in Houston, and which I think you have an idea with
Yeah,
that.
just a
And,
little.
but again, I can't really speak too much on that one, but it'll premiere there and it'll also show in various festivals around the country. So from there, it'll probably take off from being the short film that it is now into hopefully a feature shortly thereafter will get funded.
Awesome, yeah.
And we can all celebrate on that one day. So, yeah.
Awesome. So is there any other projects you're working on that we can hear about?
Absolutely. I have my feature film leading role debut is in a film called Anonymous 616 that I shot
Yep.
earlier this year. And it wrapped in March, and it's still in an editing phase.
Mm-hmm.
And it's probably going to be released in the late fall. There's a lot of special effects and a lot of technical stuff that has to be done with the film before it's finished. So yeah, that'll be coming out probably late fall, and very excited about that project. And the director of that project is Mike Balls, who also wrote it, and he's a Swedish director, just phenomenal talent as well. And I learned so much by working on set with him. Such a workhorse, just really driving the film in terms of what it needed in order to it to show its vibration, which is very intense, but it's based on very deep issues.
Yeah.
And it's titled as a psychological intellectual thriller, but it's based on real life circumstances and situations that happen to people due to war and things of that nature. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing that one. I really like psychological thrillers like that.
Yeah, we're very excited about that. Thank you.
Thank you. And also, is there anywhere we can find you and keep up with your work anywhere?
Absolutely. My website, which is www.danieldweldon.com. Also on Instagram, it's Daniel_DeWeldon. So those two spaces, and my actor page on Facebook, which is just Daniel DeWeldon actor page. Yeah.
Well, thank you again for coming on the show and talking a little bit more about your projects.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it very much.
Thank you so much. And I asked you this question last time you were on the show, but I ask it every time, and I feel like it's a tradition now. So, do you have any more advice that you would give to a young actor or actress?
Yeah, I would just expound on what I've made mention before, and that is finding a really good teacher that certainly is reputable, and has a great reputation, same, and that the student has the capacity to have a connection with them, to be able to really connect, to give space to the actor, trust, to be able to really just find themselves slowly but surely, in the craft, because it takes a long time to really understand, I think, your instrument.
Yeah.
We're so multifaceted. There's so many things going on, with a human being, that it takes a long time to really figure that out, so they can really excavate, deep sides of themselves into a character. Otherwise, you get into stereotypical acting, and you might not be able to expound as much as you would had you had enough training, or again, a really great teacher to guide you. So yeah, I think that's my best answer, is really finding a great mentor, friend, teacher scenario. I mean, we can all go to school and follow a curriculum, and that's great. But even for myself, I completed a 6-year master's program in curriculum study of theatrical arts, but it wasn't until I got to the actor studio that I really had my mind blown, where I was working with really renowned talent that run the studio, and the reputation for many, many years past, that it was getting passed on to me, that I thought, wow, I don't know anything. I really getting into real deep human behavior and situations like that really drive out of your instrument, that you might not likewise get to just by following a rote program. So and worse is if you get trained the wrong way, and so you end up working backwards. But then again, things tend to work themselves out. So even in those points, I think that it's a good thing for the actor, because that they understand how not to do something. So and all the while understanding themselves better rather. Yeah.
That's some really good advice that I definitely agree with.
Great.
So thank you so much again for coming back on the show and talking to me a little bit more in depth.
Well, thank you for having me, Samantha. I really appreciate it.
Thank you again, and I will see y'all guys in a little bit from the past.
This Slate Me music segment is brought to you by the multi-Grammy Award-winning Blue Cat Studios, located in the King William District of San Antonio, and by Hohner Instruments, a music tradition since 1857, and by H. Jimenez Guitars, tradition with innovation.
Hey guys, welcome back to Slate Me. I'm your host Samantha here, and we're back with our musical guest. So I'll go ahead and let her introduce herself, and we'll switch over to that camera.
I'm Dylan Toops, and I'll be singing a song. It's an original called A Gift to My Life. Hand in hand on a warm starry night, voices in harmony, dancing together in the heat of the light. You're everything that I need. Without your words, sung like a lullaby, music would be black and white. Day by day when you're not by my side, I know that it wouldn't be right. You're a gift to my life like no other. We couldn't go on if apart. You've opened my eyes to a world of color. You've got a special place in my heart. Smooth as the ocean, crashing with song, the current guiding our fate. The sun, our spotlight, our future is one, something I could never hate. Without your words, sung like a lullaby, music would be black and white. Day by day when you're not by my side, I know that it wouldn't be right. You're a gift to my life like no other. We couldn't go on if apart. You've opened my eyes to a world of color. You've got a special place in my heart. You're a gift to my life like no other. We couldn't go on if apart. You've opened my eyes to a world of color. You've got a special place in my heart. You're a gift to my life like no other. We couldn't go on if apart. You've opened my eyes to a world of color. You've got a special place in my heart.
Hey guys, welcome back to Slate Me. I'm your host Samantha here, and this is Dylan. Hey.
Hi.
You want to introduce yourself? What you do?
Yeah, my name is Dylan Sky, and I'm a singer, songwriter, and I play guitar.
Whoa. So how long have you been doing that?
I've been playing guitar for only like 4 years, not very long. And I've been singing since I was little, so.
Awesome. So how old are you now?
I'm 14.
Hey, me too. Whoa. So, you are also a songwriter.
Yes.
So how did you come up with the concept for that song?
That song was originally called Letter to My Guitar. And it was me singing about how much I depend on my guitar in my music and how much I love singing with it. And it kind of turned into like a love song thing.
I love songs.
And so, yeah, it was supposed to be about my guitar. And it's like my favorite original so far. So.
It's really good.
Thank you.
So how do you get your inspiration for your sound?
I guess it's just kind of what I listen to.
Okay.
It kind of, I listen to a mix of everything, but I really like kind of pop, like No Doubt. I kind of base myself, like I kind of feel like I sing like her.
Awesome. Perfect. Yeah.
really,
So
yeah.
kind of like that 90s pop
Yeah.
kind of thing.
That really like happy kind of singing.
Awesome. Yeah. So how many songs have you written?
Oh man, I'm not gonna count the really short Christmas song, but I have like 5 or 6 songs.
Awesome. Yeah. So do you play gigs and stuff?
I've only been doing it for like a year, but yeah, I do sometimes.
And do you do that yourself with the help of your like parents and stuff?
Yeah, and then I know you interviewed Frankie Lee a while
Yeah,
back,
yeah, yeah.
and her mom actually helps us with getting a lot
Awesome.
of.
She's a great.
Yeah,
they're great. I love
her
Frankie and
mom.
Yeah.
like helps us get a lot of the like gigs because she's
Awesome.
amazing.
Yeah.
So.
Shout out to Frankie's mom.
Oh, great.
Hey.
Yeah,
So,
she's the one who helps us get all our gigs
awesome,
and
yeah.
stuff, along with like my music school.
Perfect. So where do you go to school at?
I went to school at International Leadership of Texas, but I'm going into high school next year, and I'll be going to Saxe High School.
Awesome. Perfect. So it's in music kind of school?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I can do a music program there if I wanted to.
Awesome. Perfect. Yeah. So do you currently take vocal lessons and stuff?
I take them at Alchemy, and my
Okay.
teacher, her name is Brianna, and I love her to death, and she's amazing. So
Awesome. Yeah.
yeah, I take music lessons with her, and it's great.
Perfect. So I'm trying to keep this segment kind of short. So is there anything you want to kind of talk about before we leave?
I mean, I guess just as a shout out to all like the future like singers, songwriters, just don't be afraid to call somebody up and say, "Hey, do you mind if I perform at your restaurant?" And just
go
go ahead
for
and
it.
do it, guys.
Yeah.
Because it will pay off in the end and it will be great.
Awesome. Yeah. So you kind of answered my advice question there. Been
Yeah.
watching the show. Whoa. So yeah. Thank you. Is there anywhere we can listen to your music at?
I'm on Facebook and Instagram. Facebook is just Dylan Sky, and then my Instagram is Dylan Sky Sings.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being on the show today,
Of
Dylan.
course, it was really awesome.
Awesome. So we're going to listen to one more song before we end our season finale of this season of Slate Me. So do you want to talk to us a little bit about what the next song is about?
It was the first original I wrote, and it's just kind of about me being happy that I like actually can write my own music, and it's about me going farther in life and like going to Tennessee and stuff.
Awesome. Yeah.
It's
Look
gonna be-
forward to
yeah.
hearing it.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you for inviting me. It's great.
Awesome. Yeah. So we will listen to your next song.
All right, thank you.
Awesome.
This song is another original. It's called Six String Spotlight. My thumb slides down these silver strings. I pick out a thread. I feel it ring. I wave goodbye, my guitar by my side. I'm becoming a star. I'm going for a ride. I got my six-string spotlight mic in my hand. I feel the music playing where I stand. The beat of the crowd, I say sing it out loud. The dream that I finally found. Now I've moved on to Tennessee. You know my songs, they set me free. I'm singing at shows far from my home. I'm living the dream on my own. I got my six-string spotlight mic in my hand. I feel the music playing where I stand. The beat of the crowd, I say sing it out loud. The dream that I finally found. I take my tour home to see friends and family watching me. I'm being who I want to be. This is my destiny. I got my six-string spotlight mic in my hand. I feel the music playing where I stand. The beat of the crowd, I say sing it out loud. The dream that I finally found. I got my six-string spotlight mic in my hand. I feel the music playing where I stand. The beat of the crowd, I say sing it out loud. The dream that I finally found.
Most small towns boast a legend or two. There are those that grow taller every year, like the Johnson grass at the edge of town. Those that blow in and out of your life haphazard as a tumbleweed. Then there are tales you can't forget, things that you just can't unsee, stories that linger, that stay with you like Grandma's chili beans, memories that no amount of grits, gravy, or Amazing Grace can wash away. Well, this ain't one of those.
Hey guys, welcome back to Slate Me. I'm your host Samantha here, and this is the last segment of the show, and I'm kind of sad this season because this is the season finale of the second season of Slate Me, and I'm a little sad. Like, I feel like I've been doing this for so long, and like it's just kind of ending now, and I have to take a break. Now I don't know what I'm gonna do every Thursday night. But I really hope y'all enjoyed. We had another guest that we were supposed to have on today, but unfortunately, we'll have to save him for next season. So look forward to that. And keep updated. We're starting a third season, so I hope y'all are interested in that. And I want to thank all my guests that have been on the show this season and in the first season. Like, I want to thank everybody that's come out to support me. Like, I have a little bit of a live studio audience here watching for my last show, and I feel yeah, come on, guys. Look. Don't worry. Hey, guys. Thanks, guys, for coming to watch me.
Of course.
Am I that interesting? and Tori in the corner who's camera shy and can't do this. Yeah, so I want to end the show like this with all my friends. So, no. I don't. It's fine. It's whatever. But thank you guys so much, and I will see y'all guys next season. Bye.